AllBall TV.
They scared, but I'm not.
They don't like comentario.
Y suscribe.
That intro is so fire. I don't care what nobody said, OG.
That joint sound like Ultron or something like that. Like Iron Man put that together for us. Tony Stark.
I like that. I really like that.
Yeah. First and foremost, Knicks rehab. We here in the building, y'all. Flea,
Yes, indeed.
how you feeling, man? Talk to me. It's a Monday night. How you doing?
I'm feeling good, champ. I'm feeling good, champ. Another good Nick hat. You know, we're just gonna keep this thing rolling. You know what I'm saying? I see that shirt over there. Good Knicks rehab shirt. Don't forget to cop up, y'all. Don't forget to cop up. Y'all know where the link is at. Go get a shirt. It's there. It's ready for y'all. But
Yes, sir.
I'm feeling good, man. I'm feeling good. How you feeling?
Hey, man, I'm all right. I can't complain. You know,
I
still
love it.
feel like a champion. You know, I'm still high off of the parade, right? I'm still drunk off of just us being champions. Like seriously, you gotta let this thing last as long as possible.
All summer long, OG.
Yes.
All summer long. We got a ring ceremony to happen in MSG too. Don't forget that.
When is that going to be?
Beginning of next season.
Oh, I'm now.
OG is here. Daddy Yo, what up, baby?
Oh, man, OG Flea, what up? Big shout out to the chat. I see you just dressed. Thrill 'em Guns. Nostalgic Nick. Kate is in the building. K. Dot. What's happening, y'all?
What up, y'all?
Hit that like button, y'all. Share, like, subscribe. Hit that like button. We are here. We are in the building. Flea, before we get Knicks rehab started, we already know basketball is on fire right now. The NBA draft is tomorrow, right? But some big news took over the NBA draft. And I kind of feel bad for those young guys, right? Because all day today, I didn't have to work. So I just kept it on ESPN and NBA TV, bouncing back and forth, right?
Okay.
And when you get into the NBA draft, and of course, now it's who should be the number one pick, right? Peterson or AJ DeBanter. And then right after that, you got the big news with Giannis, Jaylen Brown, and we're here, like, right? But let me just ask you before we get to Knicks rehab, are you excited about the NBA draft tomorrow?
Absolutely. 1000%. You know I'm a basketball junkie. So
No, stay there. No. We're gonna end the show like that. I just want to know if you was excited. Because if you're not excited, it ain't gonna work. Because you know all the particular ins and outs. You know about the players we have no idea about. So
I'm excited about the draft.
Before we end this show, you're gonna have a 5-minute segment. You're gonna break that thing down because this is why we love you up here, because
I love it. You know I love it, OG.
Right. And of course, you know, everybody knows about the big names, right? But you know about the guys that people don't hear about, don't know about, the school they went to, the high school they went to. So I know you're going to have a couple of diamonds in the rough that we need to hear. But OG is in the building. Iris Miller's in the building. They are here, Flea.
They're here. They ready to rock and roll. What up, y'all? Peace to the chat. Peace to everybody.
Flea, we got some Knicks news.
What we got?
Knicks rehab, y'all. We are in the building. We have some Knicks news. Restricted free agent. This is via Shams Chavranya. I don't know how to say that. Right. This is reports from Shams. Restricted free agent Mohamed Diawara, yes, intends to sign a multi-year $10 million deal to return to the Knicks. Sources say Diawara, the number 51 pick in last year's NBA draft, was part of the championship after spending a season on a standard contract. Flea, once again, Diawara intends to sign a $10 million deal to return to the New York Knicks. I have to ask you, how excited are you to keep Diawara here on this roster?
Extremely excited, right? It's kind of like what we did with Deuce McBride, kind of gave him a deal, $9 million deal, $10 million deal, couple of years, and allow him to earn it, allow him to grow into who he is as an NBA player. He's already shown flashes, already shown glimpses of, you know, what he can add to us. I just think it's a major move for us. It's a great move for us. He's gonna have an elevated role, and for me, I think he's gonna grossly outplay that contract. Right, the 10 years for the 10 mil 4-year deal. I think he's gonna grossly outplay that. You can already see what DOR is gonna be on both sides of the basketball. He's just gonna have to grow, and I think Mike Brown has proven that he can see that he's got a young guy that he's kind of on a leash right now, right? He's kind of on a short leash, but to reward him like that, I think it's fantastic. I think it's fantastic, and I think Mike Brown is gonna show him that, okay, you earned that deal. Guess what? Now you're gonna earn more and more minutes. You're gonna earn more and more responsibility in what we got going forward. So I think it's a great move. And congratulations to Mo Diawara. Congratulations to that young man to work hard and get life-changing money. Go ahead, OG. My bad.
Yes. No. So big shout out to youngest in charge, right? So, he's always in there with the Nuggets.
Yes.
He says it's a good signing. He said he would have got signed to a contract sheet that the Knicks would have been able to match, right? Hold on, Fleet. And then and then here he says that's like 2.19 million a year. Anything over 2.6, and they wouldn't have been able to match. Right. So big shout out youngest in charge. Big shout out our chat.
Big out to our guy, man. The youngest in charge. Right. That's our guy, man.
So Fleet, seeing what the youngest in charge just said, right? How smart is our front office, and how happy are you with our front office with making almost another Deuce McBride move, where we get a young talent that, like you said, for the future is going to look real good for us, and we get able to keep him and develop him and be able to not have to pay a lot of money and basically be a steal. How do you feel about that?
I just think it's a small piece to what is building for the New York Knicks. Aside from winning the championship, aside from Jalen Brunson becoming a superstar in New York City, aside from this great team and all of that, now we're adding another piece to who we are as an organization, being able to develop our draft picks. Start thinking about some of the guys that we have on our roster that, okay, the core of it were guys that we traded for. But think about the nuggets and the pieces that we have right now that we are absolutely developing. We developed Mitch. We developed Deuce McBride. We're developing Mo Diawara, right? So now that's another piece that you can say about the New York Knicks that aren't cool. We not cool, right? Well, guess what? We develop our young guys too. So now we know how to draft. Now you know how to draft, and you're a winner. Like I love it. I think it says that much more about the Knicks, OG.
I gotta ask. I have to ask. Is this a setup for the future if we have to make a trade and Diawara has to be in that trade? Can we look at that as well? Is that a situation also?
I mean, you always gotta look at that, right? You always gotta, be the other side of it too on a good organization, on a good front office, like the Sam Presties of the world, like the RC Bufords of the world. Have those draft picks, have those guys that you've developed. And if a superstar level guy pops up and you say, okay, do we make a move for him? We have some pieces that we can move that won't necessarily kill us. But I just like the fact that now we don't have to go out there and really jump out the window, move somebody and trade a piece off that may be vital, when now we got Diawara that could back up a couple of different positions, and then is going to get more firepower off the bench. So for me, I think it's a win-win for the Knicks.
I like Diawara. Mm-hmm. I'm not in love with him like everyone else. I think he has a lot to work on. Okay. Like I said, he looks good in spots. I'm just trying to figure out, and I can't wait to hear you answer this. I don't know what his ceiling is. I don't know what he's great at. He's good at a lot of things, right? But what is he going to be great at, right? Your opinion, what is Diawara's ceiling right now? Because you got to remember, Fleet, we're in championship mode, right? Okay. I think, the front office, Leon Rose, West, La Cosa Nostra, right? Mm-hmm. I think James Dolan, they may want to win 2-3 championships in, I guess, next 5 to 10 years or however long we can keep this core together, right? OG, Cat, Brunson, Hart, Bridges. So am I bugging if I say we shouldn't have to wait on Diawara and Kolek and guys like that to develop? Should they develop quicker? So what is Diawara's ceiling, and what do you think he has to get much better at to become a factor to where he can get on that court and be a difference in this finals runs that we are attempting to make in these next couple years?
I think I'm gonna roll, and that's what I was thinking already. Like the youngest in charge, like Nostalgic Nick are saying right now, he's a Siakam type guy. But for me, I would and me too, and I'm not calling you guys lazy, but for me, I think that would kind of be the lazy pick because he is got that frame, he is kind of resemblance of him. But what about like a fringe or a poor man Sean Marion? Just what he's able to do, able to defend, able to run the floor, able to operate in that dunker spot, able to like defend 1 through 4, able to hit a big shot, able to knock down shots, right? Like, I'm not saying he'll ever be Sean Marion. I'm not saying he'll ever be a Siakam, but being up there in those type of areas, I think his ceiling could be something like that. If he's defending at a high level, if he's rebounding, I think that's what he needs to get better at. If he can become a bigger body and rebound the basketball, I think he could definitely be something of a semblance of a Siakam, a Sean Marion. Obviously, Sean Marion finished above the rim. Siakam is a 2-time All-Star, NBA champion level type player. Diawara is a champion himself, but I think just in terms of who he is as a player, being able to finish at the rim, being able to rebound, and just being a bigger body, being stronger, because you could push him around a little bit right now. And his IQ, OG. I think just ultimately we have a team now that's grown into having a high level IQ as a basketball team. So I definitely think that if he works on his IQ, he could definitely be a really good player. Like I said, a Sean Marion, Siakam-esque type guy.
That's
high praise too. That's high praise.
Yes. 2 champions.
Right.
2
poor man's.
I can't say Siakam is a poor man's champion. I can't say that.
Okay. I understand.
I can't say that about Sean Marion either. I think he's one of the most underrated players.
1,000.
Like guys like him and Tayshaun Prince, it's so many of them that, without those guys, those teams are not as good as they are, especially defensively, right? And they don't win those champions that they won, right? So, but I get where you're going. I just think we need to slow down on Mo Diawara. That's just me. I hope I'm wrong. He has a lot to work on. Like I said, for us to think he's going to be a Siakam is a real tall order. I don't see it. Like Siakam is clutch, right? Siakam rarely turns the ball over. He always seems like he's under control. He always gives OG a problem. And it's very few players that give OG Anunoby a problem, right? So would I love Diawara to turn into Siakam? Hell yeah, right? But for me, I think he needs to work on his ball handling, be a better defender, but knock down that 3-point shot. You already have the height, the physicality, so you ain't gonna have no problem getting to the basket, right? It's just the basketball IQ, taking care of the basketball. Because Flea, we need more ball handlers at that size, right?
For sure.
He's the perfect size to where if he can handle the basketball, that takes us to a whole nother level. So for me, if you could, Flea, break down, you said, because like I said, the years of this contract, and just last point, how smart was it for them to make this deal, knowing that we didn't sign Mitch yet?
I think it's a good move. They're saying it's a $10 million deal over 4 years. You the math guy, so, and I seen the youngest in charge said it's something like it's 2 and some change. I don't think that's heavy on our books right now.
Right.
And it's movable, right? Again, and it's movable. So if we are all wrong about Siakam, look, if we are all wrong about Diawara and he's a guy that we're gonna have to move on with, he can be a piece that we could package up because the talent is there, right? The potential is there. Well, I don't think you're saying he can't play basketball.
No,
I don't think you're saying right. I don't think you're saying that he's a bad ball player. There is a lot of work that could be done there, though. There's a lot of things that he can get better at. And just aside from his body alone, he still looks like a kid. So, I don't think it's a bad deal at all.
It's just that, and this is not Mo's fault, right? But I don't think we have the patience to develop him right now and wait for 3, 4, 5 years when we have this championship window, right? I just feel like,
well, why not happen on the fly though? While he's in the mix, he's going to be playing an important. Go ahead.
That's a great question. Do you see him playing important games in the playoffs this year? All right, let me say this. What are you looking from Mo? Give me 2 things you're looking for this season to where you can say to yourself, I feel comfortable with Mo playing in the playoffs, important minutes and being a factor in some games in the playoffs and hopefully again in the NBA Finals.
I'm looking at a couple of things with Mo Diawara next season, OG. I'm not even really looking at the scoring, like per game thing. I'm looking at one, how he comes into training camp. What does his body look like? What type of strength has he put on? Did he put on any weight? Did he put on good weight? What does he look like? Number 2, I'm looking at, can he shoot the 3 at a 35 to 38% clip? I'm not asking you to shoot it from 40. I'm not asking you to shoot it for 40%. But can you shoot that 3 from 35 to 38% and really be a guy to knock it down? Can you rebound it? Can you rebound it? That's always important to me. I was a rebounder. Can you rebound the basketball at a decent clip? Can you get in there and mix it up? And that's all going to be off of, can he, build his body up? Those are a couple of things. Last one for me, OG. What does his plus minus look like when he's out there? What is he given? Is he a part of a team that's giving up a lot of points? Is he out there? And I'm not going to measure if he's a good basketball player with the plus minus. That's ridiculous. That's a brainiac stat. But I'm just saying, for him specifically, what does he look like when he's on the basketball court? Is he part of a 5-man squad that's giving up a lot of points and you're not doing nothing else? What does that look like? So those are a couple things that I want to see how he looks like. What about you?
Those are great points. Big shout out to the chat, y'all. Hit that like button, y'all. Share, like, subscribe. Big shout out to the chat. Big shout out to the members. Y'all see the Cash App, y'all. ABTV3. Yes, y'all see the Cash App. ABTV3. Y'all see the Instagram channel. AllBall TV 3_. Hit that Cash App. Follow on Instagram, y'all. Big shout out to the chat. Please hit that like button. 3 things I'm looking from Mo this season: basketball IQ, being able to handle the basketball, and being able to help us defensively. If he can guard 1 through 4, and I'm not saying you have to stop someone, but if we're having problems with Cade Cunningham, right, CJ McCollum,
can he stop someone?
Right.
Can he stop someone?
Can we put you in there with your size, your athleticism, right, your ability? Can we put you in there and get us some stops? Make those guys take tough shots. Those are the 3 things I'm looking for. I think everything else, if he practices and works hard, will fall in place. He should shoot between 35 to 38% from the 3. He should be able to get to the basket strong, right? He should be able to hit free throws. But for me, we need ball handling. We need his size on the defensive end, and we need basketball IQ. We need guys that when they're in there, they can handle the basketball and not make mistakes and not turn the ball over. For me, Flea, those are the 3 things. And I think Mike Brown, that's what he'd probably be looking for, especially in the playoffs. And if we're in another NBA Finals, can we trust you to get the ball across half court, to release some of the pressure from Jalen Brunson and even guys like Bridges and OG on the defensive end, because they may, you know what I mean? So I think those 3 things for me with Mo, I think he'll be fine. I think his game, like you said, Flea, that should come to him no matter what.
So stay there then. Okay. I got 3 things. You got 3 things. Chat is in here. They engaging. Big shout out to the chat. Big shout out to everybody that's locked in with us. Appreciate everybody. Happy Monday. Hope everybody's weekend was good. Happy Father's Day again to everybody. So look, if he gets that deal, little $10 million deal, 4 years, couple $1 million, good for him. How many minutes per game are you expecting him to play? Is that a thing that we're looking at? Are we going to expect Mike Brown to have him in the actual rotation? What is the expectation from him now? Is he going to get enough to perform? The youngest in charge says 10 to 12. 10 to 12 minutes a game. Let me look at our roster. But go ahead, OG. What do you think?
I agree with the youngest in charge, 10 to 12 minutes, but I think in certain games he'll probably get more minutes than others. For me, it's having a short leash with these guys. Flea. Some of these guys, sometimes 3 to 5 minutes is enough time. How many times we've seen guys like Deuce or GTA or whoever, right? Clarkson. Okay, that's
get him out of there.
Right. You shot an air ball, you turned the ball over, your man beat you, right? Straight to the basket. Bye. Right. So I think, with Mo, it depends on when he's out there, can he produce? Right? Can you trust him with the basketball? Flea, these guys have to be able to handle the basketball. We cannot continue to move forward and win championships with only 1 or 2 ball handlers. So I think with Mo, I don't think it's necessary that he has to have a certain amount of minutes, because there's going to be games he's not going to get in. There's going to be games that's going to be too big for him, right? But the games that he does play, he has to prove himself. He has to produce immediately. So I think, that's the Knicks saying, okay, here you go. We believe in you, but you still have to put in the work. So I'm not necessarily looking at how many minutes, because he can get in the game and in 2-3 minutes, he can make a big stop, hit a big shot, right? Right. Things of that nature. Get to the back, get to the free throw line, hit some big free throws. So I don't want to harp on how many minutes. I want to see when he's in the game, whether it's for 10, 12 minutes or 2-3 minutes, how much he's improved. Like I said, on the basketball IQ, on the ball handling, and on the defensive end, because those 3 things, my opinion, is what we need drastically if we're going to continue to win championships.
Chat, Mo played 9 minutes a game this year. Played 69 games, actually started 7 games for us. Played 9 minutes a game, averaged about 3 points, close to 4 points a game. So, yeah, for sure. We expect him shot about 37% from 3. So that's not bad. We'll see with some more attempts what he looks like in terms of percentage wise. But I don't think it's a bad move, OG. We'll see.
Not at all. Like I said, it's just, it's casualties of war. Right now, we ain't got time to be patient with you. You either gonna produce ASAP or you gonna sit down, because we're trying to win a championship again. Like, I'm trying. Listen, people laughed at me when I said, you do this correctly, this can turn into a dynasty. Why we can't in the next 5 years win 2 or 3, at least make another 2 or 3 appearances, right? Guys got to step up now. Right. So listen, you got the money now, put in the work, and when you get on that court, let's see how much you improve. But Flea, let's cut all the jokes.
Let's cut all the jokes, man.
Listen.
I watched you earlier. By the way.
Oh, yeah, we going to discuss that.
Listen, I watched you earlier, by the way.
We're going to get into that.
I watch you all the time. I watch you.
Come on, brother. Listen, that's what we here for. Let's cut all the jokes. We know why we here. We love our Knicks. Knicks rehab. We champions. Great information. Some breaking news with Mo Diawara. Yes, we are all excited. Let's get into the bread and butter of this thing. The NBA is on fire once again. And as y'all can see, the NBA is going to continue to compete with the NFL. As far as just 24/7, 365, just NBA news. And Giannis Antetokounmpo.
Giannis
Antetokounmpo has taken over the basketball world today, the sports world today. You forgot it was the soccer cup. You forgot about all that, the NBA draft, all that.
No. The type of traffic down here in Houston right now, because it is damn FIFA. I ain't forget, OG. Go ahead. I ain't forget.
I did.
Damn.
I didn't see anything about FIFA this morning on ESPN. All I saw was Giannis Antetokounmpo and Jaylen Brown. Now, we know how huge soccer is, but let's be for real. If you like me and you watch ESPN from 6, 7 in the morning all the way up until now, that's all you saw. They tried to fit in and throw in the NBA draft news, but it was like, yo, this news is too huge. Flea.
Talk to me.
Let's break some things down first, right? You sent me something.
Mm-hmm.
So before we get into everything, right? It was a reported 4-team trade where the Heat will receive Giannis, Bobby Portis, and Dalton Connect. The Pistons will receive Tyler Hero and Jake Laravia. The Lakers will receive Miles Turner, Andrew Jackson Jr., and the Bucks will receive Khalil Ware, Jacquez Jr., Isaiah Stewart, Nikola Jokic, Marcus Sasser, LeVert, Vanderbilt, the number 13 pick, the number 25 pick, future first-round picks, and draft swaps from Miami. I'm going to read that again because that was a lot.
Heavy trade. David Smith, what up, David?
David Smith, what up, my dude? Hold on. We got to get to the super chats. Come on now. Curtis. Thank you for your $2. Curtis said, can Mo be a star in Mike Brown's rotation? Flea, 30 seconds. Can Mo Diawara be a star in Mike Brown's rotation? And I don't know what he mean by star, right? Could he be a good player? Can he be in Mike Brown's rotation?
A star in his role.
No.
I'm sure that's what Curtis means.
No, we'll minimize it. Can Mo get some minutes in Mike Brown's rotation? Let's be fair to Mo.
Yes. Can he get some minutes? Yes. I think he gets more than 9 minutes a game next year. I think so.
But let me just say this.
Let's get back to that deal.
Right, but that's smart by Mike Brown. And the reason why that is smart is because it gives your guys rest throughout the season, right? If guys like Mo and Huck Porty and Kolek can give you some good minutes,
right?
That means, you don't have to wear down your guys. So we're in the playoffs like this season, fresh, healthy, and ready to rock and roll. So I love that answer. But Flea, blockbuster trade. They said the deal will go down before the NBA trade. So that means tonight. Of course, the NBA draft. NBA draft is tomorrow, 8 o'clock. We'll be live during that.
We'll cover that. We are covering that.
So that means that trade can go down before tomorrow at 8 o'clock. But I'm going to read it again. It's a reported 4-team trade framework. This is the trade, y'all, that's supposed to go down. The Heat, Miami Heat, will receive Giannis Antetokounmpo, Bobby Portis, and Dalton Connect. Mm-hmm. The Pistons will receive Tyler Hero. The Lakers will receive Miles Turner, Andrew Jackson Jr. Now the Bucks will receive Khalil Ware, Jacquez Jr., Isaiah Stewart, Nikola Jokic, Marcus Sasser, Karis LeVert, Jared Vanderbilt, the number 13 pick, the number 25 pick, future first-round picks, and draft swaps from Miami. Flea, you heard all that mess, all that gumbo.
I knew he was going to say that. I knew he was going to say that shit.
Look, Milwaukee,
all that what? All that
mess.
What was that, OG? All that gumbo? That was good.
If Milwaukee fall for that, Flea, you just heard the proposed trade. That's supposed to go down before the NBA trade. Before the NBA draft.
Okay.
Give me your wins and your losers before we delve deep into this.
I guess I'm looking at the deal right now. Winners. I guess you're a winner with the Heat because I guess you get Giannis, right? I guess you win there. Pistons win because they get a bucket in Tyler Hero. Tyler Hero was an all-star. I'm not a big Tyler Hero guy, but whoever likes Tyler Hero, big shout out to Tyler Hero. but he's a guy that could go get you 20 a night. He's proven that, right? So I said Cade needs a bucket next to him. I don't know if Tyler Hero's the answer. You know, I've always said Devin Booker, Tyler Hero's about diet. Devin Booker. They went to the same school. Let me be respectful. Lakers lose. Miles Turner, that doesn't help them. What do they get out of that? They lost. The Bucks get a heavy. They get a hole. OG, you heard a lot of names. That's a lot of names. We like Khalil Ware, and now he's in the deal. We don't like him. We like Khalil Ware. We like him. They get the number 13 pick. Deep draft. Jaime Jaquez Jr. Isaiah Stewart, best rim protector in the league. Marcus Sasser, bucket off the bench. Karis LeVert. Vinny Johnson, microwave. He get hot. Jared Vanderbilt. Vandy, he mixes it up. He gets mixy. I ain't sell you yet.
Keep on. You ain't sell the chat yet neither. I don't hear no, but go ahead. Keep on. Like you said, a whole lot of names. Now I love Ware.
My pops know I'm bullshit. You know I'm laughing, Dad.
Like I said, Fleet, if the Milwaukee Bucks
I don't know, man. Yeah, I don't know, G. I don't know. Oh, I mean, it's a hall of guys. It's a hall of players. But I don't, you know, you ain't getting no centerpieces back, right? You get the number 13 pick. You out of the top 10. This is a deep draft, but it's still top heavy, right? There's still a lot of guys at the top pick that's going to at the top of the draft that you really want to like form your teams around. They're franchise changing players. So in all seriousness, yeah, I think it's a hall of guys, but I don't think it's at all something that gives them anything to work with going forward, right? There's players in there. Okay, Jaquez Jr., he could defend. I said about Stewart, he could defend, but what are they doing? They're gonna be a lottery pick. They're gonna be a lottery team, right? And I guess you would kind of expect that when you lose Giannis. You kind of expect that, but
yeah,
you got to give me something better. You got to throw something better in there. Something that says, okay, I can work. I can work with this.
Real
I don't
quick,
see that.
Big shout out to Mario Montage. Thank you for your $20. He says, if a business deal sounds confusing, you're getting screwed. Glad I'm over here with the champ. Hey,
what's up, champ?
Yo, that was said so beautifully. I'm gonna say it again. If a business deal sounds confusing, if anything sounds confusing, you're getting screwed. Simple. Yo, we needed that laugh. A Fleet.
That was good. That was good. That was good. Thank you. Thank you.
There's two winners in this deal if it goes down like this, right? Because, like I said, the real big deal is, and we'll discuss that in a bit, Jaylen Brown, right? Swap straight up for Giannis Antetokounmpo. If the Miami can pull this deal off, this is huge for Miami. This is huge, right? I like Ware. But if you telling me who'd you rather have, Ware or Giannis, right? I mean, Bobby Portis is coming over there with him. Dalton Connect, we know the Lakers gave up on him basically. We know Miami, you know, they can do some things with players. They can develop some players, right? Dalton Connect was a first-round draft pick. So
I like the fit in Miami.
I love it.
You do?
I love it. Yeah. I mean,
like
you have Giannis. Mm-hmm. You have Bam, right? You bring Bobby Portis over there. You know, it looks like that's Giannis's bodyguard, right? I think it's Thanasis. No, it's Bobby Portis. Wherever Giannis goes, Bobby Portis is going. Listen.
And Bobby ready for smoke. Always.
Listen.
Always.
Wherever Whitney Houston goes, rest in peace, the legend. Kevin Costner is right there, right? So I love this move if it can happen for Miami, right? But that Detroit Pistons, Fleet, what we've been saying, they got to make a move, right?
Yeah.
And guys like Stewart got exposed. Sorry, you just did. if I can't play you,
I'm sorry, you just did.
right? I'm sorry. If
I'm
I can't
sorry.
play you in the playoffs, that's a problem. I don't care how great you are defensively, right? If I can't play you, that's a problem. And what were they missing? Scoring. Another guy you can put the ball in their hands and get you a bucket. And they were missing shooting. I think Tyler Hero provides that great. Now, I'm not going to say he's Devin Booker, but right now, who would you rather have? Beasley, which is, what is it, Malik? No.
Yes, Malik Beasley.
Right, Malik Beasley, Tim Hardaway Jr., or Tyler Hero. Which one would you rather have?
I mean, you know how I feel, OG. I always feel like fit matters, right? Fit matters. Right. We all know Tyler Hero has, in my opinion, a extremely inflated ego, right? I think he thinks what Jalen Brunson is, right? He thinks he's what Jalen Brunson is. Like,
I don't think he goes that far. He
was
he made an all-star team, right?
He made an all-star team. He's good. He's good. I just think
far.
He thinks he's a guy, and I don't think he's a guy, but I think he's a piece, right? So that's really what I'm getting to, right? If he could come in to Detroit and be a piece, only thing I'm worried about is, can he buy into the defensive philosophy and how they prioritize defense in Detroit? Absolutely. Go be a bucket next to Cade, because you release some pressure off of him. Some nights where he's 5 for 25 and he ain't got it going, at least he's gonna fill the stat sheet up with rebounding and diming you guys. But here, Tyler, we need 30 tonight, baby, because Cade ain't shooting it well. I don't know if Tyler could go in there and defend and be a bucket. I love it.
Big shout out OG Ramsey. Thank you for your $5. I love all the moves. Scrambling and scraping benefits our Knicks. Hey, OG. What we
OG Ramsey.
They out here scrambling and scrambling, daddy.
They out here scrambling and scraping, daddy.
Listen, they watch what we did, and they over here panicking. But Fleet, I have to be honest. I love the move for the Detroit Pistons. Because you know what they need to realize? Kay Cunningham ain't no point guard. Stop fooling yourself. He's not.
You don't think so? I think he's more of a point guard.
Listen, if you could get Tyler Hero in there to play the one, and we can't forget Tyler Hero is a big shot maker. He can score the basketball. Now, I agree with you, Fleet. Defensively, they're going to have to figure that out, right? But they got some great defenders over there. But I think if you put Tyler at the one, Cade at the two, I'm being honest, and relieve. I love it. I love it. I mean,
take the ball out of Cade's hands, putting Tyler to be the decision maker.
Well, for me, I'm not saying.
Go ahead, because
I'm not saying take the ball out of Cade's hands. I'm not saying Cade shouldn't be the decision maker, but let's stop fooling ourselves. He's not a point guard. My opinion, I think if you can relieve him of some of the ball handling duties, because he wears down. You see what happened in the playoffs. They wore him down.
What you think about this, OG? What you think about just the comparison? I'm gonna let you keep going because I like where you're going. What you think about just they're bigger, right? Cade's a big guard. Tyler Hero has nice size, pause, right, as a guard. What you think about just the comparison of how Dame and CJ were? Dame had a lot of ball handling responsibilities, but CJ had, very comparable. He didn't have the ball in his hands as much, but you could rely on him to be a decision maker in moments, in a lot of moments, right? Dame could get off the basketball. They were smaller at the guard position, but what about those two guys? That comparison, right? You like that? Do we not like that? What are we thinking?
That's a great comparison, and let's not act like they wasn't.
Yeah, Cheese ready. I know they smaller, but I'm just saying, just in comparison of what you can expect in terms of ball handling ability from those guys.
Yeah. So I get what you're saying, right? Chess ready. We understand they're smaller, but the comparison is just the style of basketball they play, right? Where, look at CJ now playing the one in Atlanta, but like you said, in Portland, he was the two, but sometimes he was the one. Right. I'm saying they can share. So I love that comparison. CJ and Dame were successful. This is when the West was the West. They got to a conference finals. at times Dame was damn near just as good as Steph Curry in a regular season, right? So why can't Hero and K duplicate that, right? So Fleet, maybe I jumped the gun. I'm just saying maybe they can share sometimes the basketball.
I like that.
K needs that.
He needs that. He needs that release.
What about Tyler Hero? He can score the basketball. Just got to stay healthy. So for me, I think the two teams that win is Miami and Detroit. I agree with you with the Lakers. Bro, listen. Miles Turner, if that's what you're doing. So
go fight for minutes with DeAndre Ayton.
Your front court is Miles Turner and DeAndre Ayton. Good luck with that. Right, exactly.
Have fun with that, man. Have fun with that.
That Milwaukee deal. If
Is
that
the gumbo? That's the gumbo?
Terrible gumbo, too.
Needs more salt. What it need?
It need more everything. What do you mean? That's a whole pot of gumbo with no.
Wait, hold on. Well, hold on. You send it back? Send it back to the kitchen.
I'm throwing it at the kitchen. You gave me some gumbo with no seasoning?
You see how I line them up, chat? He gonna throw it at the kitchen.
All I taste is broth.
Just nothing but broth and roux. Mad roux, nothing else, right?
Come on, man.
Roux's important, y'all. The roux is important.
Are you kidding me? Big shout out Samuel Ramsey. Thank you for your $2. See what I'm saying?
Big Sam, big OG.
The game. Get a point, Detroit. I'm not gonna lie. 8 turnovers a piece per game is insane.
It's insane.
But yeah, Flea, the Milwaukee deal. If Milwaukee falls for that, they are idiots. There's no way in the world I'm trading Giannis and you giving me all that. No. I need a superstar or an emerging superstar for Giannis Antetokounmpo. I'm sorry. Listen, he doesn't have a no trade clause. I ain't got to trade you, bro. I ain't got to trade you. I'm not taking that. This is comical.
He should have been moved, though.
I understand all that.
He should have been moved. Like,
right,
they're dropping the ball on this, and they're about to get bullshit gumbo. That's what they're about to get. They're about to be forced to have that because they waited so long to make this deal. They should have pulled the trigger on something long time ago. They had plenty of other better deals on the table, OG. They fumbling the ball, and now he's putting the pressure on them to make the deal before the draft.
Yeah, and this is why we get to the next topic. This is why Jaylen Brown for Giannis Antetokounmpo makes more sense. If I'm the Milwaukee Bucks, Flea, we got to have this discussion. I'm glad I got you up here. Chat.
I'm glad to be here for this one.
Y'all see the Cash App, AllBall TV 3. Y'all see the Instagram, AllBall TV 3_.
Yes, sir. Y'all see OG's shirt real quick. Y'all see OG's shirt. Knicks Rehab, y'all. Go grab y'all a Knicks Rehab shirt, man. Go grab one, man. Please support us, man. We really getting this thing out the mud, man.
Yes, and I told y'all, if you live in Harlem, if you live in Manhattan, if you live across the bridge in the Bronx, the 145th Bridge or the 138th Bridge, right across, I'll bring it to you. Told y'all. Ice cream, man, Master P, no limit style. We sell these things out the trunk.
Come on, man. We going hand to hand. We going hand to hand like the real Roxanne.
Exactly.
You want beef? We can handle this, man to man. I don't keep going.
The Boston Celtics. I said something earlier before we get into this trade and this breakdown. I said something earlier about the Boston Celtics and Jaylen Brown. The floor is yours. Please give me your opinion on what's going on and how do you feel about the Boston Celtics wanting to trade Jaylen Brown?
If they are going to do it, I like the deal better for Giannis than him going to Miami. I think the fit is a lot better. Hear me out just for a second. He obviously gets to play next to a superstar level player, all-star level player, however y'all want to look at Jason Tatum. Y'all look at him however but he's a great player nonetheless. He gets to play next to a great player, another guy that has proven that he can average 30 a game, another guy that has proven that he could play next to an all-NBA superstar level player in Jaylen Brown, right? He's been proven to be able to play next to that, been proven to be able to help lead a team to the finals, right? For me, bringing Giannis over there with all those shooters over there, right? Boston has been proven that I'm gonna live by the three, die by the three. But now you got a guy that could shut the water off on that. Okay, we've missed 3 to 4 threes in a row. Okay, let's get 3 or 4 drives to the rim because can't nobody stop me. Let's just give the ball to him and get it and let everybody get out the way. So I just think for a guy who, like, I think he's getting a bad rap now. I saw what Mike Wilbon said. I know how a lot of people in the chat is feeling. I know kind of how you feeling. And for me, his numbers haven't dropped, right? Has he dealt with some injuries? For sure. But when he's been out there, he's still been dominant, right? He's still been a top 5 MVP candidate for the last 5 straight years in a row after winning that championship, winning back-to-back MVP awards, right? Down year last year, was hurt for sure. I just feel like, you know, just the times that we in, things happen so quickly, 24 hours, 7 days a week, social media, everything we want things to continue, or if you miss the boat, move out the way, right? And I just think a guy like that, fully healthy, yo, man, you bring him in, is sky's the limit again for Boston. That changes everything. That again makes them elite at the defensive end. I don't see how that's a lose for them. Love Jaylen Brown, but you move him and replace him with Giannis Antetokounmpo, and we're talking about a guy that's going to come into the season healthy. I don't see how it's a lose for Boston, especially if they want to move Jaylen Brown.
In all of this scenario, and great points, right? All of this scenario, give me your thoughts on Jason Tatum right now. What is your first thought about Jason Tatum as all this is going on? Because for some reason, I don't understand how no one is bringing him up, right? You hear all morning, all day, and you're going to continue to hear it about, you know, Jaylen Brown and, you know, just why, you know, he's going to be traded, why he's unhappy, hoopla this, hoopla that, right? You're going to hear about Giannis and is he a perfect fit for Boston? But there's someone, right, that no one is discussing. Mm-hmm. Give me your thoughts on Jason Tatum right now in this scenario.
So 2 things, right? If me and you are in some, you know, we got ourselves in a tight situation, you know, I would expect you to ride for me, right? Like I would expect you to hold it down for me. Now, I'm not, you know, that's not the similar comparison, but you definitely haven't heard anything from Jason Tatum kind of riding with, I want to keep my man here, right? We won a championship together. We've been to 2 finals together. We've been to 7 Eastern Conference finals together. We've grown up together, right? We've continued the most storied franchise in NBA history. Like, we've continued the legacy together. Like, so I don't hear anything from Jason Tatum right now in terms of, you know, what he's talking about and just supporting Jaylen Brown. So I'm curious, right? Especially, you know, that type of relationship, you would think, but again, Jason Tatum isn't a guy that does a lot of talking. So yeah, if I'm Brown, I might feel a certain way. I might have to call him and see what's up, or maybe it's really out of his hands at this point, and it's like, yo, they kind of made a decision already, and I'm kind of playing the background. I already know what's going to happen. I already gave my brother his blessing to go ask for that trade. You know, we don't know the inner workings of guys' relationships, but I just think the way everything is public, you know, I would definitely like to see if we're riding together and we in this together and we want to spin it back. Yeah, Jason Tatum, where you at? I haven't heard from you.
Big shout out, King Speech. Thank you for your
King Speech. What up?
Gotta drop the I told you so knowledge. Mikal, 0.31 per defensive possession in ISO this playoffs. Best by far. OG was 6, my guys. Every day is Knicks miss.
King Speech.
I like that. Harry
We
Knicks.
love you, boy. What's up, champ?
Merry Knicks miss. OG again with the $5. They have to trade him now. Chemistry with Boston is over. Flea. How do you feel about that? Right? Before I get into my little soliloquy about Jason Tatum, OG, you know, they talked about that earlier in the live, and we talk about chemistry, and I said, Mike and Scotty ain't get along all the time. You see how Scotty talk about Mike now,
like
right?
A dog.
We
like
know Kobe.
Like Dogs.
Right. We know Kobe and Shaq didn't get along all the time, but they were successful and won multiple championships. Right. D Wade and Braun didn't get along all the time.
For sure.
Right. And as y'all can see, they don't look like besties. When the last time you seen them together? That's for another live. AllBall Stradamus strikes again. Right? So, we always think you have to have this brotherhood and, this friendship to be successful. Flea, does Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown have to get along to win and be successful?
Yo, chat, me and OG really friends in real life. Real quick. We really friends in real life. Just real quick. We really friends. We really brothers in real life. But yes, I would say this. No. In that line of business, I don't think you have to be best friends. But I do think the two makeups of both the guys are too different, right? Who Jaylen Brown is, who he's becoming and showing us to be, just in terms of who he's showing up on social media, who he's showing up on these public platforms, who he's showing himself to be is very different from who Jason Tatum is, right? And so Jason Tatum is a little bit more loyal to the actual game and what comes with it and all the big BS. Because here, hold on for a second, because I'm gonna go back to JB. Just don't think I'm discrediting JB. I'm saying Jason Tatum is willing. Damn, I hate to say it. Jason Tatum is willing to play the game. And y'all understand what I mean by play the game. When it comes to obviously play the game of basketball, but play the game and all it comes with. Jaylen Brown ain't really willing to play the game. He's a hooper. He gonna go out there and hoop, but all the other stuff, he ain't really willing to play the game. And I think they divide right there, and that'll show his face when you dealing with and playing in a market like Boston. It's unfortunate, but it is what it is. And I think Jason Tatum is playing the game, and he's comfortable. And Jaylen Brown makes it very uncomfortable for a lot of people there. And he's continuing to. And it's overshadowing a little bit because Jaylen Brown is a hell of a ball player. So now you don't want to look at Jaylen Brown being a hell of a ball player. You want to look at him as who he is, like you said, off the court. Everybody got off the court stuff, who he is as a person. I'm just saying, can we focus on the basketball? Because I've been waiting to say this to OG publicly, but me and OG 4 years ago was arguing about breaking up the Celtics. OG was driving the bus for breaking up the Celtics. He was like, break them up. They're not winning nothing. Get them out of here. And I'm over here like, yo, keep them together. You got to keep them together. But again, they've handled their business. They won, but now it's cracking at the seams, right? And then the floodgates open when you give up a 3-1 lead and lose game 7 in Boston. Like, that's unheard of, to lose game 7s in Boston, especially to Philly. So, like, it's really busting at the seams. Pause. So I just think, it's time to move on for all of that. Like, and everybody's letting it be known.
Big shout out to OG once again, Samuel Ramsey. Thank you for your $5. They underachieved for years. Finally won the chip. Brown MVP. Tatum got hurt. #1 Eagles clashing. OG, I think you're half right there. Flea, you make a great point, right? Big shout out to the chat. Big shout out to the members. Y'all see the Cash App. Y'all ABTV3.
Yes,
y'all see the Cash App. Hit that like button, please. We need y'all to hit that like button. We are now at 15,000 subscribers. Thanks to y'all. Let's get us to 20,000.
Come on, let's get to it.
15,000 subscribers. Give yourselves a round of applause. If y'all could put the clapping emoji in the comment section, please give yourselves a round of applause. We can't thank y'all enough. We are at 15,000 subscribers. Let's get us to 20.
Y'all, man.
Up to 100. Appreciate y'all.
This is amazing.
Yes.
This is amazing, y'all. This
Yes.
is amazing. I remember when we were celebrating 10,000. I remember when we were celebrating 5K. Like, this is amazing.
I remember we celebrating 1,000.
1,000, right?
Me? Right? In the hard way. I ain't saying pause.
Man.
Out the gutter. right? We
Out
ain't
the mud. Out the
we ain't
mud.
do nothing slick. We ain't pay for none of that. So gotta commend the chat. Love y'all to death.
Appreciate y'all for real. Bless.
Thank you, Flea. I asked you a question, and I asked you about how do you feel about Jason Tatum in this scenario.
Mhm.
And for me, there's one word and one word only. What's more than one word? He's not the guy. He's not the guy. He's not a number one. He can't
That's
be
your
the
Charles
best player.
Barkley. That was your Charles Barkley.
I got one word.
I got one word.
He is not the guy. So that's 5 words.
That's 5 words, right?
He's not a number one option. He can't be the best player on your team. What they said about Jalen Brunson, Becky Hammond, we still looking for you. Check all corners, y'all. Check all alleyways. Check all milk cartons. We are looking for Becky Hammond. Everything she said about Jalen Brunson should be said about Jason Tatum. He ain't got no dog in him. He ain't no leader. All the talent in the world. Can't take away his talent. At that size, whether he's 6'8", 6'9", 6'10", either one, it doesn't matter to me. Great talent. Mm-hmm. But what all this shows me is he's not the guy, Flea. He's not. And
to have to pair Giannis with him, that's what you're saying?
Yes. Yes. Yes.
So hold on. Can I hold you accountable?
They brought Kyrie in. Yes, go ahead.
Can I hold you accountable real quick?
Of course.
I want to see what you do with this, and for the chat too. So, if they bring Giannis in, that just says he's not the guy. So hold on for real quick. Whether they do the Giannis deal or not, do you feel like Jason Tatum is just not the guy, regardless? Whether they do the deal or not?
He's not. I've always said
that.
So
then I'm not even going to ask you that.
Right. And Flea, you can attest to this. 2-3 seasons ago, I've made videos on Instagram saying, yeah, Tatum is the better talent, but who's the better player? Like I told you earlier in the chat, big shout out my guy Easy Out, that's Big Bro, big San Antonio Spurs fan. Him and my man Mel from my neighborhood for the past 30 plus years. They are the only 2 real San Antonio Spurs fans I know. This is a fact. Okay. I be 49. Those been my friends since 10, 11, 12 years old. They've been Spurs that long, right? Since Chuck Person and the Rifle Man. Like, I'm talking about they go that far back,
You talking it now.
I got Easy Al goes back to the Iceman, Gervin, right? Yesterday, we had an argument between Cat and Brunson, and he made some good points, right? Where, okay, I'm okay with someone saying Cat may be the more talented player, right? At 7 foot, things he can do. When you ask me who's the best player, who's the better dog, who's the better clutch player, I'm going with Brunson. I'm saying with Boston, I've always asked that question. Who's the better player? Take the talent, put that to the side. Who's the better player? Who you want with the ball in their hands in the clutch? Who's going to take that defensive assignment and lock someone down? Who's going to be that dog? Get in the player's face. Get in the referee's face. It ain't Jason Tatum. That's why he didn't win Finals MVP. That's why he didn't win Conference Finals MVP. So for me, Flea, I think Boston is making the same mistake Dallas made. Hear me out. If you didn't hear it earlier, Dallas Mavericks drafted Brunson and Luka, potentially the greatest backcourt in NBA history. If you build that right team around them and they win 2 feet, like, let's be for real, right? Now you have Boston. Of course, Tatum and Brown wasn't in the same draft, but they drafted those guys. Now you are about to break that up and let them go for why? Flea, they won already. Before they went to a championship, how many Eastern Conference championships they been to? Young, coming out the womb. As soon as they got into the NBA, they were successful.
Tatum was in the Eastern Conference Finals as a rookie.
Right?
Y'all remember dunking on LeBron? Y'all remember that?
Flea, been to 2 finals, multiple conference finals, won the finals. This is the Celtics organization known for being damn near perfect. What is going on? Are they going to make the same mistake the Dallas Mavericks made? Because I'm going to ask you this, Flea. If they make this move and get Giannis and don't win, what legacy gets hit the most? The Celtics or Giannis Antetokounmpo? Or Jason Tatum? Because I don't like how everybody is just leaving him out of this scenario.
I mean, you make a move like that, I think all parties involved, like OG used to do the pies. You know, I used to do the pie, OG, and you split the pie up for people. Like, I think all parties involved are gonna have slices of that pie, right? Because if Giannis goes over there, he essentially gets what he wants, right? But you going like this spot matters. Like, you're not going to like Phoenix, you're not going to Houston, you're going to Boston.
Flea, you just said something. When Giannis gets what he wants, he's unsuccessful. You got the coach, whether you wanted him or not, but you got that coach fired, it didn't work. You got Dame Lillard, didn't work. So is Boston smart to let this guy get what he wants?
I don't think you turn down the opportunity to get Giannis Antetokounmpo, especially if you and Jaylen Brown, like you meaning the organization and Jaylen Brown, are saying, yo, all right, let's go separate ways. And y'all gonna respect me enough. I brought you a championship. I've finals MVP. I've done everything that I can for the city, right? In terms of giving back. Like, I've done it all. So y'all got to treat me with some level of respect. And I think trading me for a Giannis shows the level of respect that you have for me if I'm getting traded for a guy like that. But I think all parties involved, OG, like you Giannis, you coming to Boston. You're not coming again, like I said, to Houston. You're not coming to the Clippers. You're not going to Orlando. You're not going to one of these franchises that are like starving for success. And you come there, you're like a god, and you come to Boston, bro. You just a part of history. You're not set aside. You're not setting yourself apart from anybody else, because you know what? Everybody else that really came in here, they won. So yeah, there's heavy pressure. Tatum, you want a ring. You know what time it is here. We ain't got to remind you. But Giannis, in my opinion, you go over there, that's a storied franchise. They expect championships. LeBron, you go to LA and you don't deliver a championship in your time there, they're going to look at you funny, right? People already look at you kind of funny because of the bubble championship, but nonetheless, you won a championship. They'd have been looking at you funny in the light. So that's what I'm saying. You going to Boston. Matter of fact, forget everybody else. The pie goes to Giannis. Let me keep it a buck. The whole pie goes to Giannis. That's on you. Because you're talking about how to build. Brad Stevens, I know a lot of people got a lot of smoke for Brad Stevens in the comments. For me, I think Brad Stevens is a damn good executive, a damn good GM, executive or vice president, whatever he is. I think he's really good at his job. He realized that he couldn't coach on this level, and so he went upstairs and said, let me go do this job. So I just think that if Giannis comes in there, the pressure's on him, OG. Pressure's on him, bro. You're not going into some poo-put organization. You're going into the real deal. The real deal. Yeah, what you going to do?
Great points, but I disagree with you with Giannis 100%. I'm going 50-50. I think
Who's
Giannis
50 go?
The Boston Celtics.
The organization on themselves.
Yes.
Okay.
Because for me, listen, man, you got to figure out a way to make this work. Y'all won already. Y'all just was unhealthy. Y'all have the recipe for success already. Y'all were one of the greatest three-point shooting teams in NBA history. How do you not just go back to that? Why aren't you trying to get players over there? Why aren't you trying to fix what's going on with Tatum and Brown? What? Because Flea, if this happens and they don't win, it blows up in their face.
But think about this. Put this in your pipe. Put this in your pipe and smoke it real quick. If you move over there, if you move Giannis over there, right? We're talking about Tatum. I mean, we're talking about Brown, somebody that we criticized him for his ball handling ability, especially being able to go left, right? We're talking about a guy that does like to attack the paint more than really shoot the three. Tatum is more of a guy that's going to take perimeter shots and things like this. Stay with me for a second. If you get Giannis in there, who's going to draw double teams all night long. The shooters that they have in Boston right now are getting contested threes. Like, they're a three-point shooting team. They die by it, but they get a lot of contested threes. How many open looks you think Tatum and Pritchard and Hauser and whoever else is over there in Boston when the dust settles, how many open looks you think they're gonna get with Giannis in there? What do you think about that in terms of Brown and the difference?
That's a great point, right? But to me, the other side of that, the other, flip of the coin is you're losing what Jaylen Brown brings to the table as well, right? Jaylen Brown just had an MVP season. He just had y'all at a number 2 seed, right? So I don't know if Giannis is that much better than Jaylen Brown defensively. Offensively, it's a toss-up. So I 100% agree with you, right? Yeah, they're going to be, right in the mix. But we've seen moves like this happen before, Flea, and it doesn't work.
And it blow up. Yeah.
Right. We've seen this happen. So for me, I just don't understand. I do understand. Flea, before we close out, hold up.
What we got? What you got?
We're going to talk about the NBA draft. Do you think any of this has to do with our New York Knicks, our parade and winning the championship, all of this cluster, all of this mix-up between Detroit and Miami and Milwaukee and just these Eastern Conference teams trying to reload and upgrade? Does that have anything to do with that little 6-foot guard, light skin, braids, Mamba mentality down there in Midtown on 34th Street? Do you think that has anything to do with him in the way the Knicks won a championship?
Scrambling and scraping, daddy.
Hold on. Before you go, big shout out to OG Ramsey. Thank you for your $5. Great commentary. Hold up. Wait a minute to salute 2026 NBA champs, our New York Knicks.
Champs, baby. What's
Ramsey,
up, champ?
you are 100% correct. Hold on. We got one more. Big shout out my guy, Sam I Am. Thank you for your $199. Giannis is injury prone at 32. Hey, Sam I Am, we didn't even discuss that part because we know that
nothing about that.
Right, and I'm glad Sam I Am said that. Flea, if you want to respond to that briefly, you being a Boston Celtics GM, if you were Brad Stevens, if you were the owner, if you were the coaching staff, are you a little worried? Are you a little concerned about making this move and acquiring Giannis Antetokounmpo, knowing his injury history?
Yeah, but I still think you take a chance. For sure. You worried about it. For sure. But I think, for me, I think, it's proven enough. Like, I think you would agree. Like, there's certain level players in their careers, right? I mean, of course, you're not going to take a chance on guys, especially when they're old and decrepit. But, the chances that teams continue to take on Kevin Durant, right? You're not winning, right? I know he hasn't won the big one, but you take a chance on Kevin Durant because you know what he's going to bring no matter what, right? Off an Achilles tear, off of, certain feet injuries, things that he's had in his career. And he's a big guy too. So I just think there's certain players in this league that you think that you got to take a chance on, no matter if there is a chance of injury. And you got to know how to play that, right? That's on the player. That's on you. Like, you got to know how to operate that. And I think Boston, who has proven they got Tatum back in less than a year, right? We got him back on the court in less than a year. So again, I don't know if that's showing that they know how to properly assess and nurse an injury back, but I just think you got to be prepared to do something like that if Giannis is on the table.
But Flea, we have to be honest. Even though Tatum came back early, he wasn't fully healthy, right?
I agree. He rushed. He rushed for sure.
70 to 80%, and a guy like that with that skill set. Yes.
Hold on, OG. Big shout out to Damian Tucker. Can you get to Damian Tucker's comment? Yeah. Big shout out to Damian Tucker. Damn.
Which one? It says, "What's good, fam?" Is it after that?
It's right there. It's Damian Tucker. I want to shout out Damian Tucker and Cam Tucker. Big shout out to Damian Tucker and Cam Tucker. Ran into them at the parade. Those are the guys that I called you and you was on FaceTime and they was in the crowd with me.
Damian Tucker, Cam Tucker, what up, baby?
Yeah, and they was holding it down. So every time they in here, man, like that's him and his son, man. And they was they was out there for 4 hours like me before the parade even started, holding it down like a soldier, man. So I really appreciate that. You know what I mean? They flagged me down. They said, what's up? And they really didn't have to do all of that. So, you know what I mean? Right. I really appreciate Damian and his son Cam for showing me love and showing us love. For real.
You know how we do up here. We do nothing but show love. Big shout out Damian Tucker, man. Appreciate you, my brother. Appreciate the love and support. Big shout out to your son. Big shout out to everybody that was at the parade. Big shout out to all the Knicks fans. But just big shout out, man. Appreciate y'all for just showing love and rocking with us. Love y'all to death, man. But big shout out to Damian Tucker and his son. That's dope.
That was dope, man. That was love.
Yeah, I just feel like, you know, this situation with Giannis, I'm gonna be honest, man.
Where you want him, OG? You want him in Boston or you want him in Miami? Not that we care, but where you want him? I
think Miami's the perfect fit.
Okay.
Let me ask you this.
Okay.
Let me ask you this. Chat.
Turbo.
What up, Turbo? Turbo. I'm gonna ask y'all this. I need the chat to engage in this. If Tyler Hero goes to Detroit, right? Let's say Giannis goes to Boston. The Knicks stay the same. Is Boston championship contending? Is Boston a threat to the Knicks? If Giannis goes to Boston and they have the team as constructed, they don't make no other moves. They have the shooters, like Fleet said. You have the same exact team. Are the Boston Celtics the favorites to win the NBA championship?
No.
That's why I don't make the move.
Favorites? No. Do they contend? Yes.
No, stay there. That's why I don't make the move. A move like this has to put me in championship contention ASAP. That's why I don't make the move, Fleet. And that's why the Knicks didn't make the move. Big shout out to the front office. At times, I was an idiot. Yes.
Yeah, you got to hold it down. You got to hold it down. You was about to get Cat out of here for Giannis.
I drunk the Kool-Aid. I was wrong.
You had to get him out of here.
That's why the Knicks didn't make that same mistake. And Fleet, I'm big on, pause. Superstars like that, if I acquire you, I got to get to the championship, bro. So if you're telling me, Fleet, I told you your basketball knowledge is out of this world. If you're telling me Giannis in Boston, with all you just said, with the shooters and all of that nonsense.
Nicole, you've been wanting to say that. I know you've been wanting to say that probably all your life. And I see how you snuck that in here, right? I see how you probably been wanting to say that. Oh, yeah. You probably do say.
Put on the Summer Jam screen.
But you probably do say that, right?
Put on the Summer Jam screen.
I know you probably say that in your personal time. And I know you we having fun up here. But be respectful, baby. And I seen you in the comments for a long time, and you've been popping it for a long time, and it's all love here. But I see what you did right there, and just remember where you at and what you're doing, baby. Okay?
So, Fleet, that's the exact reason why I wouldn't trade for Giannis. Boston plays for championships. If you're not championship favorites, what are we doing this for? Right? So that's my point. I'd rather try to make it work. I could be wrong, but I'd rather him in Miami. Flea, I got to ask you one question before you break down some of this NBA draft before we get out of here. I call Jalen Brunson Jalen Kobe Bryant Brunson. I know the Kobe Bryant guy you are.
I'll allow it. We love Jalen Brunson.
Explain to me, what do you see in Brunson that you saw in Kobe Bryant? And I'm only asking you that because at one time when Kobe was here, the NBA feared him. The NBA players feared him. And I wish we had Fabian up here. Somebody want to steal it. But you know what? I'm okay with that. This is, you know what reminded me of Kobe Bryant with Brunson? Remember when Matt Barnes tried to fake Kobe out with the basketball?
Yeah. He ain't move.
De'Aaron Fox tried that with our guy. Did you see our guy move? Did you see the face he made?
Not even flinch. Didn't even flinch. I didn't even see a blink.
Y'all ain't even think of that. That comparison. Yo, Flea, I thought about it all day. I said, yo.
Not even a
Y'all lucky
blink.
I ain't good with the editing. Your man walked up on him. My guy went like this.
Are you crazy? Not a blink.
Flea, tell me, what do you see in Brunson that you saw in Kobe, and try to intertwine it with why these teams now in the Eastern Conference are scraping and scrambling, Daddy?
Scraping and scrambling, Daddy.
Does that all connect? If the Knicks didn't win this championship in the fashion that they won, or if they didn't win at all, would we be having all this mania, all this mess, all this hoopla between these Eastern Conference teams?
I'll say this. Obviously, he's a smaller player than Kobe Bryant, right? So obviously you can't compare Jalen Brunson in the abilities that Kobe had, because he's just bigger, right? So guard and all that kind of stuff. I'm not talking about that, but just in sheer will and how he led with his game, right? Kobe was a big time talker, but how he led with his game was so much like how Brunson led with his game is so much how Kobe led with his game, right? Knowing when to take over a game, knowing when to implement your other guys into the game to help you carry on to a win. Like Brunson did that masterfully in every situation down the stretch of all of these games that we needed to win, right? You know when you have to rely on Cat. You know when you had to rely on OG. You know when you had to get Josh Hart going in spots where he didn't have it going. You know you had to pick up Mikal Bridges when it was time to pick him up. But then you also knew down late in games, yo, I gotta know that I could go to you and nobody can stop you. And for me, in late in games, you know Kobe Bryant could not be stopped. There wasn't an amount of defenders you could put on him. There was nothing that you could scheme up. There was nothing that you could do. I was watching, I'm a junkie with this. I was watching highlights last night and just real stretches of Raja Bell trying to like take Kobe Bryant out of a game and beat him up and do all of this. And Kobe is torching him, like destroying him. And so I bring this back to Jalen Brunson. Like, however you want to get physical with him, however you want to beat him up, however you want to put your foot under his and make him fall down and twist his ankle, he gonna tie his laces up, tie him tight, and get right back to busting your ass. So like that's what Kobe Bryant was. And so that's why like we looking at Jalen Brunson and really like comparing him to like how Kobe was and his approach was, especially late in games. Again, we cannot confuse that Kobe Bryant was a 6'6" guy that had way more ability just being a bigger player. But just in terms of approach and mentality, man, Jalen Brunson is a killer, man. You can't take nothing away from him.
I say what I say, and I hope y'all clip this up. I hope y'all figure out a way to get this to go viral because everybody's going to steal this. We are the first ones to call him Jalen Kobe Bryant Brunson. That's ours, right?
I'll allow it.
But for me, to me, he's the closest thing to Kobe. Now, of course, the defense and the height can't do nothing about that. He physically can't, snap a finger and be 6'6", right?
Right.
But when we talk about the basketball game, right, on and off the floor, we forget how Kobe Bryant carried himself off the floor. Very nice, very respectful, family man. I see the same thing in Brunson. But after on that basketball court.
After 03.
Right. Yeah, we know that. But on the basketball court, a killer. Killer. Right now, the NBA players fear Jalen Brunson. You've never seen nothing like this since Kobe. Certain guys, the organizations now are trying to build teams to beat. Mm-hmm. Kobe instilled fear in guys. Now, he might have been a little more verbal, right, than Brunson. But I see the same everything when it comes to the Mamba mentality, the mindset. I want to take your heart. I want Wemby on the island. Y'all say he an alien? Let's see. Send him back out of space then. Exactly. So when we see all these teams scraping and scrambling, daddy.
Nah. Wait. OG, he was searching out Wemby. He was searching out like ball screen, please. Ball screen, please, so I could get the switch barbecue chicken. He was go ahead, OG. That was crazy.
So for me, to me, it's not more so Detroit, but I think Boston, I think Miami, right? Eventually Atlanta. Like a lot of these teams fear Jalen Brunson, bro. And to me, I think what Boston is doing, this is being scared to death of the Knicks and understanding, yo, we don't do something, we gonna be out the mix for a while. So yeah, Flea, I think that's why I said when we win, this is gonna be the most important championship in sports history. Because look what's happening a week after the parade. A week after the parade.
They can't laugh at us no more, OG. They can't talk that 53 years. They can't, like, they got to take us serious now. Like when the commenters, when all that, like, we don't want to hear about yesteryear. Don't talk to me about 10, 15, 20, 30, 40. I don't want to hear it no more. Because in today's landscape, right now, today, Knicks are the team to beat. Call it what you want. Love who you love. Like who you like. Fan of who you want to be a fan of. I respect it. But today, the New York Knicks are the NBA champions, and y'all gonna have to behave as such. Y'all gonna have to.
And remember, I said it first. Jalen Brunson embarrassed the NBA in the basketball world and all of y'all superstars. Y'all could take that for however y'all want to take it. I'm gonna say it again. Jalen Brunson embarrassed the NBA. You could take it how you want to take it. Big shout out, Sam I Am. Thank you for your Flea, I gotta remind y'all, Wemby played 29 minutes for a reason. He was done by the fourth quarter. JB knew that too. Hey, Sam I Am. That's the Spurs' fault. What do you do when you know your enemy has, something wrong and you can expose it? That's what you do. That's the Spurs' problem. That ain't our problem. I don't care how many minutes he played. You talk it, you better be able to walk it. Flea, we can't let you run. NBA draft is tomorrow.
I'm going to say this. I'm going first two picks because when we lock in tomorrow, I want to dive into everything. But go ahead. I'm going to say this. Go ahead.
No. NBA draft is tomorrow. We're not going to give them everything, right? Because we're going to cover it tomorrow, right?
We absolutely will.
Big shout out OG Ramsey. Thanks again for the $5. The others do you dirty by dunking on your head. Brunson cleans you up by putting you in his washing machine.
I love it. Yo, man. OG Ramsey, yo. You're GOAT, dog.
It dry you right off.
Dry you up, boy.
Big shout out Sam I Am. Always hope that ankle was doing good.
Yes, Sam.
Fleet, tomorrow we have the NBA draft, 8 o'clock. We're going to be covering it live tomorrow. I can't wait. I'm excited. Give me your number 1 and number 2 overall drafts, and then give me some sleepers. And just don't give us too much because I know tomorrow, you're going to break it down. But talk about some of the guys that's going to be sleepers in this draft. And if the Knicks can get a decent player in this draft, because I think we do have a pick, even though it's a late pick.
Well, we got a couple picks, right? We got a couple picks, and I think like some guys that I'm looking at that I think could fall to us is a guy like Malik Thomas out of Arkansas. He's playing with Calipari. He played next to Darius Acuff. I really like Malik Thomas's ability. He's got nice size on him at like 6'5", 6'6" guy. He could put it on the floor. He really gets to the rim. Obviously, he got to work on his shooting ability. But the dude really is a dog. You really don't have to teach that type of dog that he has in him and that type of motor he has. So if he could fall to us, I would really like us to look at Malik Thomas out of Arkansas. And no funny, our guy Zuby out of St. John's. I love Zuby. Now he's a little undersized in my opinion, right? He's not a big power forward or a big center. But I think Zuby has a lot of intangibles around the rim. He has really good hands. He's been working on his three-point shot. We'll see how he play, how he get, if he gets the opportunity in the league, what that turns into. But I think, again, if Zuby's going to continue to work on his body, he's a hell of a rebounder. He plays around the rim, right? But I think I like Zuby a lot. I don't know, Jan Rock. I like him a lot. So if he does fall to us, we got to take a look at him. But Malik Thomas and Zuby, two guys that are sleepers that I think the Knicks should really take a look at. The number one pick, in my opinion, should really be DeBanster. Now, big shout out to Simon. Our guy Simon, I brought him up here. He's a Wizards fan. He's got the number one pick. Wizards finally did something right. They got the number one pick. They just signed Trae Young to a 4-year deal. Trae Young's going to be making something like $50 million a year. I think they go DeBanster only because I feel like I don't know if they're really married to Trae Young, and they could really build around DeBanster. His size, his shot making ability, the confidence that he has already as a guy that's coming in the league. The thing that really impressed me is that he does his homework a lot. Is that he's not running away from the homework. He's not running away from the film work. I don't know that about Darren Peterson. I'm sure he does his work, but Darren Peterson is a guy that's a dog too. He's a guy that could go get a bucket. He's a guy that could get you, and he's a guy that might get you 20 as a rookie. I don't know.
All right, so hold on, Fleet. Tell me the big difference between DeBanster and Peterson.
I think the big difference between DeBanster and Peterson is one is size. Obviously, DeBanster is like a 6'9", 6'10" guy that could put it on the floor. He's a matchup nightmare. He causes really, really tough matchups.
Let me cut you off. We got to be careful. Just getting guys for size. We just watched a little guy.
No question.
Be the tallest guy.
No question.
Be the tallest guy on the court. So I just wanted to follow you with that, but I'm sorry to cut you off. But please break down why you like AJ better than Peterson. And part two, how really good is Peterson? Because he's starting to get some bad press and a little bad flack.
Peterson, I don't think you go wrong. Let me say this first. I don't think you go wrong whether you pick them number one, number two, flip-flop them. I don't think you go wrong. I was talking about more so the fit for Washington and what I see for them in their future. But if they go Darren Peterson, I think that's just as great. The big difference between those two guys is I think AJ DeBanster has the NBA size and has the NBA body and the game already. DeBanster has Darren Peterson has that turnaround mid-range game on a string. His handle is NBA ready. He has NBA size too at the guard. I'm seeing what Soderberry is saying. That's the kid that I think is going to be the player.
How tall is Peterson officially?
Peterson's about 6'5".
Okay.
He's got good size, right? Maybe 6'4", but I think on a good, he's 6'5". But listen, Caleb Wilson,
North Carolina. No, stay there.
OG, I think he's going to be the best player out of this draft. Remember, I said that first. Big shout out to our guy Lenzel. I think he's going to be the best player in the draft. Go ahead.
Big shout out Lenzel. And I'm going to give a big shout out to Nicole. Hey, Nicole, don't never let nobody tell you what you can and cannot say. Speak your mind, Nicole. I'm a fan of Nicole now. That's right. Hold it down, Nicole. Because our platform, this is why we love y'all and y'all love us. Getting that content and engagement.
I ain't gonna blow up Nicole on what Nicole said. We gonna love on her. We ain't gonna blow up. Because that could go left. That could go left, but it's all good. We love you, Nicole.
But Flea, before we get to Wilson over there in North Carolina, Acuff and Boozer, are you sold?
Yes. Pros.
No, that's it.
Pros.
Talk about the sleeper, the best player in the draft, and you just said his name. 30 seconds, because we can't give y'all all the kudos, no. tomorrow we're going to break it down. Tell me why you think 30 seconds. Please, Flea, do not go over the limit because we need all this information for tomorrow. We need you rested like Mike Brown rested our players.
I'll be rested, baby. I'll be ready to rock.
Tell me why he's the best player, your opinion, in the draft.
I think he's going to develop into the best player in the draft. I think it would be a reach to take him 1 or 2. I think it would be a reach to do that. But I think it would be, I think when it's all said and done, when we look back at this draft 5 years from now, 8 years from now, my opinion, I think Caleb Wilson is going to be the best player out of this draft. I just think all the intangibles that kid has already is crazy. His passing ability, his ball handling ability, his ability to way to see the floor is phenomenal. And that North Carolina team, they felt it when he got hurt. That was a huge blow to them when he got hurt. Aside from all those intangibles, he's already a dog. He's already a guy that could go get a bucket. He's already a guy that's super cerebral when it comes to the game of basketball. I talked about him being able to see the floor and the way he passes the ball. He could shoot it on all 3 levels already, right? He could go range. He could go mid-range. He's getting at the rim. I think, for me, when we look back at it, he's going to be the best player in this draft, Caleb Wilson, for sure.
Y'all hit it here. Y'all heard it. Flea called it, y'all. Tomorrow night, we are live covering the NBA draft. We will definitely be here tomorrow afternoon. I don't know, maybe the same time like today, 12-1-ish. Hopefully by then we have some more breaking news with this Giannis Jaylen Brown trade. Hopefully we have something. But we are tomorrow night, 8 o'clock. We will be covering the NBA draft. Flea, any last words before we run out of here?
Man, this was a hell of a stream. If you missed this one, spin back and watch this one. This was a hell of an episode, y'all. Really appreciate everybody in the chat, all the members, everybody that contributed, Cash App, super chatted, all of our regulars, all of the new people. If you're new here, appreciate you. If you old here, we appreciate you. Everybody, we appreciate all of y'all.
Hey, chat, love y'all to death. Everybody have a beautiful night. We will see y'all tomorrow afternoon, but definitely 8 o'clock. We will be covering the NBA draft, and all 3 of us will be in the building. Everybody have a beautiful night. Till tomorrow.
Peace, y'all.
AllBall TV.
They scared, but I'm not.
They don't like comentario.
Y suscribe.